Welcome back to Living Local. If you're fascinated with the significance and heritage of war history, you're definitely going to want to check out an upcoming program in Bishop Hill. It offers a unique perspective about the American Civil War and World War II. And joining me in studio is Todd Decker, Bishop Hill Heritage Association Administrator. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, we really appreciate it. Well, can you first describe historic Bishop Hill to us?
Well, Bishop Hill was started by Swedish immigrants in 1846. Led by Eric Jansen. They set up a religious communal society that lasted 15 years. And then what happened is, over the years, it's become a state historic site and one of only a little over 2,000 National Historic Landmarks.
Oh, wow.
Because of the success of Bishop Hill, it encouraged other Swedes to come to the United States during an 80-year time period.
Oh, wow.
So it has Swedish significance, it has Illinois significance, it has U.S. history significance.
Absolutely. A lot of significance there. So what's the mission of the Bishop Hill Heritage Association?
Our mission is to preserve the history of the Bishop Hill Colony in a variety of ways. We do this by restoring historic buildings. We own 9 of them, and we have raised and spent $1.5 million in the last 7 years to restoring them. We own and operate 2 museums, and we also sponsor various programs and events to educate the public about Bishop Hill and immigration history.
Absolutely. To you personally, what do you find the significance of preserving that heritage and keeping the history alive?
For me, first, I'm not Swedish. But it appeals to me in a lot of other ways because Bishop Hill is the classic immigration success story. They left all they knew, they took a chance, came across the ocean into what was back then the wilderness. And they built all these buildings. There's 18 colony buildings still remaining and still in use today with their own bare hands that still exist today. And I think a lot of people can relate to that because in all our family histories, we had someone in our family who was an immigrant who took a chance. And because of their success, we exist today.
Yeah, you make a good point. I think it's hard to put yourself in the shoes of someone leaving, imagining leaving all you ever knew. And yeah, there weren't cities out here back then.
No, just wilderness and prairie, and
yeah.
they took a chance and they succeeded.
Absolutely. Well, can you tell us what Civil War Fathers is?
Civil War Fathers is a book, and it's for Tim Plekovich, the author. It actually started off as a English project. He was a junior high history and English teacher, and he met a Civil War veteran who happened to have kids who then fought in World War II. As during the course of his middle school projects, his kids interviewed 8 different families who had Civil War fathers whose kids, sons and daughters, fought in World War II. So they grew up listening to the stories of the Civil War, and then they went out and created their own stories by serving during World War II. And it's all local people, mostly from the Peoria area.
Oh, wow.
And it's just amazing how the military history went across several generations.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us a little more about the author himself and what the significance is of this book to the Bishop Hill Heritage Association?
Well, Tim was born and raised locally in Geneseo, and then he went down, taught in a couple different areas, taught in Peoria, and that's where he started this middle school project that, because of all the press, local, state, and national, became a book project. In fact, some of the royalties from the book sales go into a trust fund for those middle school students who started this from the beginning. Why it interests us is we always try to bring in programs that relate to our rural roots or our Swedish roots, and Bishop Hill has a long military history. We had a whole company who volunteered during the Civil War and fought all 5 years. World War I, we had 50 people who served from Bishop Hill. Again, we're talking about a town of about 200 back then, so that's, you know, significant part of the population went off to war.
Absolutely.
And then even today, every year we have an honor flight benefit that raises over $10,000 for the Quad City Honor Flight. So the military part aspect really resonates with our local people.
Yeah, very important stuff there. So what can you tell us about the program? When and where is it?
The program this Saturday, it's at the Dairy Building, which is located at 410 North Erickson Street. It's one of our colony buildings built in 1855 that we repurpose. It's a free program open to the public, starts at 2 p.m. Tim will talk about some of the background, like we're just talking about how the project began, and he'll talk about some of the stories he was able to obtain from the World War II kids. And then there will be a book signing afterwards where you can purchase his book as well as other books, and where you can sign them and you can ask him questions and everything about his history with these people.
Yeah, that's really fascinating stuff. History is always really amazing, and to hear it from the horse's mouth itself, pretty much, or the person that heard it from the horse's mouth. What does that opportunity mean to the Bishop Hill Heritage Association to get to have him come and speak?
It's a great opportunity for us because, again, we have that military tradition in the Bishop Hill area, and we're always trying with our festivals and our daily programs to bring in people, events that relate to our roots.
Yeah.
So besides, Tim coming up here in a few weeks in the Dairy Building, we're gonna have a chocolate walk during our Christmas market, and then later on we do workshops like dial horse painting workshops, hammer dulcimer concerts. So we tried to bring in a lot of different programs that we think people in the area would relate to.
Yeah, always a lot of something going on there in Bishop Hill for sure. Well, thank you so much, Todd. We really appreciate you being on here today, telling us all about it. Sounds like a great program. And if you want more information, you can visit the website at bishophillheritage.org. We're going to take all of these details and we'll post them on our website, ourquadcities.com. We're going to be back with more after this.